Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good day. It's Kathy, and I'm True Crime Files. Got a short video to play. Hopefully, I've managed to do this correctly. It's taken me like a day and a bit to try and suss it all out. I have followed several tutorials, but this old brain doesn't teach new tricks. So, fingers crossed, everything works. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Right, so here we go. This is about Nancy Guthrie. She's been missing for nearly 2 weeks now, or just, yeah, nearly 2 weeks. Um, it was believed that she was kidnapped from her home in Tuscan, and they've been sort of like saying there's ransoms and everything else. But then last night, the news media dropped some videos and photos of the suspect needed. So I'm just going to go ahead and play what they say. And it's not working. Ah. No, 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 no. It's not working. Oh, darn.
This is actually the photo just came from FBI Director Kash Patel. This
I
is the photo, and I do
It's
remember the
trial and
sheriff
error.
saying that the doorbell camera, before it was disconnected, had registered someone. So now we are getting a look. This does appear to have come from the
It
doorbell
looks like he's got a
camera.
torch in his
This is
mouth.
from, I'm looking at what the FBI director wrote next to the
Let
post
me just
there.
take my reading
These are
glasses off a
images or
minute.
footage from Nancy Guthrie's home. Let's see, continue to recover. Yes. So this apparently came from her doorbell camera. We can see somebody there with a mask. It looks like they may be wearing gloves there, Daniel. I know these are just coming in. I'm told there are 4 different images. Take a look at
That one
this.
looks like a
What do you
female.
see as a former
If you look in
FBI
closely to the
agent?
eyes,
On the
but they're
second
saying it's just
photograph,
one
there's a
person.
distinctive, it looks like what appeared to be a star on the jacket. So if you look at, go back, I think it's the second photograph right there. That might be a star. That might be something to do with a backpack. But that backpack right there, that's identifiable. You can compare that to local stores. I'm sure they're canvassing local stores and saying, what type of backpack is this? You know, and then they're going to go from there. They'll look at the backpack. They'll
I
look at the
must say,
mask that is. They'll identify that jacket, the mask, everything that individual is carrying. They're going to dive, going to dive deep into it to see what sort of and what sort of material it is. What approximately tell
don't know what
his
I'm doing
race
here.
from this
I
individual,
wanted
if
to
it is a
try and
male
pause
or
it while I
female,
could talk
but
to
it
you.
appears to be a male at this point. But this is excellent, excellent intelligence. There you could see the shoes. Every single piece of clothing that he's wearing will be dissected to look at what type of material, what type of clothing, and then we'll have the date and time. At this point, we know that the individual
I'm
was
really
at
glad
the
they
front
did
door
manage to
at
get
this
some
time,
camera
at this
footage.
location. So then they're going to look at the cell phone towers to see what cell phones were hitting off the towers. And then they're going to go backwards
They
to
got
see
so much
in the
more to do
previous
yet.
days at the same time. This
But
individual
I'm
clearly
confident
was
they will get the
prepared,
person.
clearly was
I don't
determined
think
to do
Nancy's
something
with
along
us
these
anymore.
lines of whether it be kidnapping or taking her out of there. But this is excellent, excellent intelligence. It is difficult, obviously, to get an identification of the individual like this, but this will generate leads. Oh, I recognize, if someone recognizes the mask, someone, that a coworker or things like that. This is, even if it's a very little bit of a lead, anybody can call in and say, hey, listen, I think this may be the individual. It may not be, but even that is helpful information to the FBI there in Phoenix Division, and they will run it out, even if it turns out to be nothing.
If you want better videos, please head over to Jay Scott, Guilty of Crime.
Yeah, absolutely. And so
she's been
as you were
helping me
talking
out
there,
on various things.
Daniel, I was able to read the
So if
post
you can
there
go
from
to
the
Guilty of
FBI
Crime,
director
sub
saying
up to her, please.
that these were previously inaccessible images because, of course, you remember that her doorbell camera was removed. So he is saying that they've been working on this, and so that is why these images, according to the FBI director, are just coming out now on day 10 of this search. So there were people speculating, whether or not the ransom notes were in fact valid. seeing this, masked individual, one would assume this is a male, at the front door, it does appear that may be, again, we don't know for sure, and there's a lot of information we haven't been told, but it does appear that she was in fact taken. I mean, I think that's a safe assumption to make.
At this point, I agree. I think this is a safe assumption. Whether those messages that are being received by the media, TMZ, and all the local outlets out there, whether those are actual from the kidnappers, that has yet to be determined, because that has to be vetted to make sure. But yes, based on this appears to be, this still could be a home invasion gone wrong, and then he just, this individual, this subject, took Miss Guthrie out of there because something went bad.
Be interesting to know if we
during
find
the home
out.
invasion. That still could be it. But she left there in not alive, because we see the blood pattern on the front porch. It wasn't a body dragging, it wasn't blood smeared. That was blood droplets, which means she was standing on the front porch and the blood was dropping. So which to me indicates that she was alive when she was leaving. So yes, this is a kidnapping for me. And until it's determined not to be a kidnapping, yes, this could be a home invasion gone wrong that turned into a kidnapping. But to me, this is Miss Guthrie was kidnapped and is, an ongoing investigation.
Yeah, that's.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.
To try and work out how to pause this, but thank you for watching. I do really appreciate it, and please bear with me because I am still really new at this and I've still got a lot of learning to do.
Video,
thank you for watching. Bye.
And Jake